Hey everybody, Blaine Austin here at Sewing Machines Plus, and welcome to our Thursday live show. Everybody say good morning to Roger. He's in here with me today. Kyle is out. Kyle's out fishing.
Yes, he is.
Kyle's out fishing off the coast of San Diego for tuna.
Yep.
So he's out there trying to do that. Before we get started in the show today, got to say a big shout out to some of the SMP Nation watching. We got a bunch of y'all watching today. We have Ralphie Nix over in South Carolina watching. Hey, Ralphie. We have Jill Sweet up in Wisconsin. We have Joe T. Joe T. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Joe T. In North Carolina. We have Gail H. in Escondido, California. We have Nancy Fitzpatrick in Ohio. We have Patty Gretton in Vermont. Alpha Harper. I like that. Alpha Harper. In Alberta, Canada. And then we have Janice Wyatt over in Talladega, Alabama, home of the Talladega NASCAR.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Wasn't that? Yeah. So some of that was shot in Talladega, and some was shot at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah. And I actually happened to be there at Talladega when they were shooting some of the parts, and Will Ferrell was the grand marshal at the race. So me and one of my buddies were actually there.
Did he get to drive it all? Or?
We didn't see any of that part.
Okay.
We saw, at the end of the movie when the car's leaving Talladega,
Yes.
we saw him film that part.
Okay.
But he wasn't driving the car naturally. It was just, but we saw that car, and then we saw him down on the in like the garage area, stand there with his race suit on, and we couldn't figure out what they were doing, and then somebody finally told us they thought they were shooting a movie. So that happened in Talladega. Well, guys, we got a great show for y'all today. We got Sam Fung from Janome going to be here. We're going to talk all about a Janome 9410, and we also are going to actually highlight 4 other machines today that we have all on call-in specials. That you're going to be able to call in. We'll talk a little bit about that. We have 3 Elenas and 2 Janomes.
Yes.
And naturally, we're going to do some giveaways at the end of the show. But I got to tell y'all about some dates that are going on. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. And so let me just kind of tell you real quick. So y'all, I always tell y'all to make sure you have a pencil and a notepad when you watch our show, so we can tell you some dates you can write down and kind of keep in front of you. On July the 11th and 12th, we have Melinda Stevenson coming, and we're doing a virtual event with her, and it's the basic of sergers, baby lock sergers, and she's going to be talking about 3 of the baby lock sergers. So if y'all have a serger, baby lock serger, you're interested in getting one, you ought to go sign up for this. There is a fee to sign up for this. You will get, there's a supply list, I think, that you can go in there and download and for the things you might need. But this is, Melinda is just an unbelievable educator. And this is going to be 2 days with her. It's on a Friday, Saturday. So it'll be a great, great event. After Melinda, we have on July 16th, we're going to have a special event. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Roger, that's on a Wednesday, the July 16th. That's a Grace. We have, on Wednesday. So we have a Wednesday special show. Grace is going to have a live event with us. We have Melinda Romero coming. We're going to highlight some more Grace machines. So that'll be on July 16th, and it's going to start at 10 a.m. So on July 17th, on that Thursday, we're working on having a private sale. So if any of y'all came to our live auction, it'll be very similar to that. You'll have to have a code to get in, but it'll be a private sale. And we're just going to wheel and deal and talk about all kinds of things. And we're going to actually share the actual price. We'll sell you the machine for you on that show. So it'll be a great show. So if you're in the market for a machine, get on that show. We're going to highlight some machines on there that we're going to have on special. So, and some other products. May not just all be machines.
Okay.
But we're going to have some really deep discounted products that we're going to highlight on that show on the 17th. On July 18th and 19th, we have Katrina Walker, excuse me, That's another virtual event that we're going to do, and it's a paid event too. And it's basically, I don't know if y'all know who Katrina Walker is, but she's like in the Sewing Hall of Fame. She is a published author. She does so many things. She is going to be doing an event, 2-day event. It's called Fit Yourself. And it's basically talking about how you can fit yourself for garments and how you sew and do all those things. So it's going to be a great event as well. Again, that's July 18th and 19th. If you want to sign up for any of these events I'm talking about too, the virtual events like Melinda's and then Katrina's, go to, oh, Roger's got it up right there. Yeah, you go to our event page on SewingMachinesPlus.com. At the very top of the page, it says events and classes. Click on that. And the very first top of the page, you're going to see all the virtual events. And you just click on those. And Roger, if you could, just show them one. If you could click on Katrina's right there, click on it.
Sorry, I'm clicking on the wrong screen.
Oh, you're wrong screen. There we go. That just takes you to the page. You can see the price of it, what's all included. Then you can hit add to cart and pay for it right there. So yeah, don't delay if y'all want to get into these. If we get too many people in there, we will cut it off just because it's kind of hard to manage, asking questions and things. And also, if you sign up for that event, you'll have access for life. So basically what we're doing, we're recording it, and then we're going to send you a download link, and you'll be able to download it to your computer and have it forever. So if you want to go back and reference it. So once you pay for it, you got it. The other thing we got coming on July the 24th on our regular Thursday live show, we have Laura Starr going to be here. We're going to talk all about some irons, and we have Mitzi Red coming in. And Mitzi is just fantastic, and she's going to be on the show. And then to end the month out on July the 31st, we have Belle Bruner coming in, and we'll have a great show with Belle. Going to highlight some machines. And so y'all don't want to miss any of those.
A lot of cool
stuff coming up. So 2 virtual events that are paid. I talked about Melinda Stevenson's Basic with the Sergers and the Katrina Walker's Learn to Fit. And then we've got all the Thursday shows lined up. So be a lot of things going on. So y'all don't want to miss any of that. Make sure y'all write those dates down. And again, if you just need to check it out, you can go to that events page, and that'll tell you about the virtual events. It's not going to tell you about our regular Thursday live shows, which we always try to inform you who's going to be on. But the Thursday shows are hopefully always going to be here,
Yes.
Every Thursday, unless something happens. But other than that, that's about the only thing going on for this month. We got stuff scheduled all the way till July of 26 already. So we got a lot of things already scheduled, and some great machines to highlight coming up too. So I'm excited about today because the machines we've got, man, I tell you, if you're a Janome or Elena fan, you're going to love it today. And if you're not, you need to have some open eyes, open ears, and because I'm telling you, some of these machines are just fantastic.
Yeah.
And what is so great about, I've always said about Janome and Elena, is the way they're built. The chassis on them are all metal chassis. The technology in them is incredible, and the quality. That's the thing about Janome and Elena. I don't have to tell the people out there that own them how the quality is. But these things, I mean, you could really like throw it out of the back of the truck on the interstate, and it would probably sew.
Oh yeah.
I mean, these things are so durable too, and so that's why I've always been a huge fan of Janome and Elena as well, just because of the quality. And the machine that Sam's going to talk about today, man, you talk about a good-looking machine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, this thing looks great. So, but anyway, I think we're ready to get started. We're going to bring in again. If y'all don't know Sam, now Sam is a Janome educator and Elena educator. Sam, just from his own words, says that he has enough notions and stuff at his house that he could actually open up a store. So he's been sewing for many, many years. He's been on our show many, many times. And so we always love having Sam on. Y'all give a big SMP welcome to Sam Fung. Hey, Sam, how you doing today?
Good. How are you, Blaine?
I am fantastic. Glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. And I know we got a special machine that you're going to demo today. And this is one of my favorites. I tell you, even though if you take away the way it sews and everything, just to look at it, it is such a good looking, sleek machine. And so I'm gonna let you take it away. And when you get finished up, I'll come back and tell everybody our specials on it and about the other machines we were going to talk about today. And we'll do that. So we'll let you take it away. We'll see you in just a little bit.
Okay, great. Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to talk about the Janome 9410. This machine right here has an 11-inch bed space. So it's one of those machines that's got a nice throat space for whether you're sewing or quilting. It's great for that. On the machine, it has 300 stitches. Right here, you can see it has different categories. We have utility stitches, cross stitches, heirloom stitches, some quilt stitches, just all kinds of stitches on this machine. It's also very easy machine to use. Up here, there's a storage for a stylist. It does have a horizontal spool stand, and everything that you're seeing today, that I'm showing you today, does come with this machine. So let's go over the buttons real quickly. As like most of our machines, starting over to the left, we have a reverse key, this upside down U. We have a tie-off key that looks like a bullseye, a needle up, needle down key, and this machine does have an automatic pressure foot lifter, so the pressure foot goes up and down automatically when you push the button, just like so, or step on the foot control, it will go down by itself. It has a scissor function, which allows you to cut the thread, and after you cut the thread, it will bring the foot up automatically also. You do have a start-stop button on this machine, and I just love having the start-stop button. And you also have a slider bar right here, which is your cruise control. This machine can stitch, if you have it on the fastest speed, on the straight stitch, it will go up to 1,060 stitches a minute. Not that you want to sew or quilt that fast, but you can, okay? Another nice thing about this machine is it is a 9mm machine. Because it's 9mm, you do have 91 needle position. So come over here to the screen. I'm going to show you. Right now, we're on a straight stitch. You can see it right here on the screen. And 4.5 is my center needle position. So if I want to move the needle to the left, I'm simply touching on the minus key, and you can see it moving on the screen, and also right here in front of the needle moving to the left. Now right here on the screen, it says 0, so I'm all the way over to the left. If I need to move the needle to the right, I simply touch that, and it goes over to the other direction. Now, you can go all the way up to 9.0. I'm just about there. Right there is 9.0. That's the 9mm width. So we have 91 needle position on this machine. So you can't say you can't have the most perfect 1/4-inch seam, whether it be a scant one or an exact. You can get right where you want it. The stitch length is the next button right here. 2.4 is the default. Our stitch length, we can go up to a 5.0 stitch length, which basically that's the basting stitch. Right here now, I'm at 5.0, and what you're seeing on the screen is actually how long the straight stitch will be when you stitch it out. Now, in order for me to bring my needle back to the center needle position, all I have to do is touch the DFT, stands for default. It sets everything back to the factory setting. So I'm back on the straight stitch needle position, and am I back onto the default stitch length is 2.40. So it can't be easier than that. On the top of the screen, right here on this little key right here, we do have what we call a foot up feature. Once that is turned blue, that means every time I stop sewing, the foot is going to come up and the needle will stay down, which allows me to pivot. I'll just show you how that works. I've got a piece of fabric here, and what I'm going to simply do is I'm going to use the start stop button, because I know a lot of you have it on maybe on your machine and you don't use it. This is why I like using it. Okay, I touch the start stop button, the foot goes down, it starts sewing, and when I'm ready to stop, I can hit stop, And you see that? The foot came out automatically. I can now pivot my fabric anywhere, any way I want to. When I'm ready to sew again, I simply start it. And when I get close to the end of the seam, I can do this. Hold down on the start stop button. It sews very slowly. So when I'm ready to, right when I get to the edge, I simply let go. The needle stops. Right when I let go, it stops. And my foot comes up, the needle is down. I'm done sewing. I simply touch the thread cutter and it just cut both of my thread for me and lift the foot up. How easy is that? Now the machine does come with a foot control. We have it right here. You have to unplug the foot control in order to use the knee lift. It does have a foot drop right here, the feed dog drop. For those of you who want to do free motion quilting, there is a feed dog drop on the side. We also have a USB port on the side, allow you to bring in, to do updates to the machine. It also comes with software for you to create your own additional stitches if you want to, up to 9 millimeters. And the software is called Stitch Composer. It'll let you do that. Another thing I like about this machine is the side do open up so that you can see inside the machine, because sometimes in here our thread will break and it's hard for us to access the little take-up lever to clear it. Sometimes it wraps around when it breaks. Well, having this feature is very nice to open up the door to get in there. Sometimes if we need to clean it and things like that. When we're done, we simply push it and it closes. Now this machine does have a free arm. This little extension table come up and you can see we have a free arm right here. Now in the free arm, you notice up front, I have a lever right here. Now what this lever does is if I lock the machine out, the foot comes down, I'm gonna push the foot up feature, the foot goes up to maximum height. And this is a pretty high foot because I can get my finger all the way underneath it. What that allows me to do is change my throat plate simply by pressing on this button. The plate pops up. I'm able to slide this out right here. And it comes with your straight stitch needle plate. Now, this machine comes with a straight stitch needle plate with 3 separate positions for using it. You can use it in the center position, the left, or the right needle position. So this is our straight stitch plate. And when I put this on, I simply line up to the side, press down. I get a message on the machine saying, please make sure the proper foot is attached. I've touched the X to clear the message, unlock the machine. And as you can see now, only stitches I have on my screen are just a few straight stitch. Because we are using a straight stitch needle plate, the sensors on the plate stops me from selecting any decorative stitch, any stitch that will break my needle or damage the throat plate, because you don't want that to happen. So that's the nice thing about it. So when I'm done using this, I simply press this again. And since I didn't lock the machine out, you don't have to do that for changing the plate. But as you notice, the plate's not on the highest level. I can manually lift it up to the highest level, slide this plate out, and put on the other plate like that. Although we don't have to lock it, locking it does makes it a whole lot easier. Now with this table right here, you have a place right here in the front to store your throat plate that can be stored right here. And then you can put this back on the machine. And the reason that's so nice is if you want to take this machine with you to a class or something like that, the machine weighs 30 pounds. So it's not really that heavy, but it's not that light either. But if you only have one machine, and you can take this to class, 30 pounds for most people is not that bad. And you can always get a trolley and something with wheels on it and put it in there. Now in the tray in the front, on the top, you do have a compartment for your different feet, for your bobbins. You do have a secondary spool pin slot in the tray holder for it. Up here, there's more compartments for your feet and stuff. So let's go over and come over here and we can look at what all comes with this machine. You get some spool caps. You get your quilting bar right here in the back. You have your secondary spool pin. So if you want to do twin needle work, you can most certainly do that. They give you some extra needles. You have your button sewing foot, a zipper foot, a blind hem foot for those of you who make garments and stuff, a rolled hem foot. You also get an overcast foot. This is it right here. The overcast foot is for encasing your raw edges. For those of you who make garments or you want to make your quilts and you don't want to have those raw edges in the back, you can certainly do that. You get 2 decorative stitch foot. You have a closed toe one and an open toe one. A lot of people like to use this foot for doing applique. And then over down here, you get a screwdriver and you get some free motion quilting foot. Now, our free motion quilting for this machine basically just snaps onto the ankle. You notice there's 2 bars on the foot. So anytime we have a foot that has 2 bars on it, the back bar gets hooked up to the ankle, like so. We just slide it to the back of the ankle, and you just bring it up forward, and it just snaps into place. And then you're ready to do your free motion quilting. So it makes it nice and easy. Okay, to change it out, I simply touch the release lever in the back, and I can remove the free motion quilting foot. You get 3 different ones. You have the echo quilting, the open toe, the closed toe, and you also get, this is what we call the mending foot, but on some machines, Janome do call this a quilting foot, especially when we go to the entry-level machines where you only have this foot available to you. So this was the old-fashioned free motion quilting foot where the foot hops up and down when you're quilting. And it does come with a 1/4 inch foot. The 1/4 inch foot does have a guide on it. And it does come with a ruler foot right here. And our ruler foot with this machine allows you to do ruler work. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. So those are all the things that comes with this machine standard. Besides that, 2 more things we can't miss. It does come with a nice spiral bound instruction book. The instruction manual is very intuitive. As you can see, nice big pictures, and it walks you step by steps. It talks about all the different things you can do on this machine. You know, a lot of us don't read our instruction manual, but it does have very nice intuitive instructions. It also comes with a semi-hard case cover. This case cover allows you to just slide it over the machine so you can carry it with you. There's a place for the handles, and then you can just close it. If you're not using, you just want to keep the dust out, it just covers, just Velcros in the front like this over the machine to keep the dust out. If you are taking it to class or something, it does have a pocket in the front. And then you can put your foot control, it has 3 compartments in it. You can put your foot control here, and it does have a big compartment in the back. See that? So you got lots of pocket space on this cover for your machine. Let me put this back up over here. So that's everything you get with this machine. Okay. Now, I want to show you some stuff that's on this particular machine, and you can find it on some of our other machines also. Okay, I'm just going to change the foot to a decorative stitch foot. And if you notice, we have 300 decorative stitches on this machine. So we have stuff like different like botanical stitches and some lifestyle stitches, even some kids stitches and stuff like that. Looking up here in the lid, if you notice, most of the stitches are in black. we do have some in blue, a few of them. And what that tells me is on this reference chart up here, it tells me that these highlighted in blue can be mirror image horizontally. So that means they can be flipped upside down. All the designs in the machine can be mirror image left to right, and the ones in blue can be mirror image upside down. Now, right now I'm on utility stitches. To see the other stitches, and I think this machine is very easy to use, I simply just come up here to the scrolls. This is my decorative stitch selection. I simply touch that. It has all the different categories. Right here is showing the first 6 category up to my satin stitches. So it has all these 6 categories up here up to the satin stitch, which is right here. And then I can page over to the next page. It shows me the next 6 categories up to lifestyle. Lifestyle is right here. You can see I love these stitches in lifestyle. And then the third page, you have the kids and the rest of them. Now, let's say I'm looking at seasons right here. In the seasons, it shows me all 6 designs right here. But let's say, for example, I'm going to look at the decorative stitch section, okay? I simply go back to the scroll, and I'm going to have to page back over till I get to the decorative right here on this category. Now the decorative section, I have 40 stitches. The machine only shows me 10 stitches at a time. I can page over to see the next one, but up here, also underneath my home key, I have a page right here. When I touch this page, I can see pretty much all the decorative stitch right here. As you can see, most of the stitches right here from decorative, it's right here. So if I see something I like right here, I can simply go and touch right here, and it brings it to the screen. So I don't even have to go back. So it's kind of like an easier way to see it without having to go through page by page looking for your particular design. The numbers on the here is also on here. And we have some really nice stitches. So let's say I'm doing a quilt binding or something like that. I like using this design right here. It's a pretty nice little quilt design. It's 9mm wide already, 2.5 inches in length, but I can't make this design any bigger. It's already 9.0, but I can make it smaller if I want to. As you can see, I can shrink it down widthwise, and I can shrink it down lengthwise. So that gives me even more option when using that design. So let's stitch this out so you guys can see what this design looks like. I forgot to get some stabilizer for this. So we'll try and see this and see how it does. I'm going to step on the foot control. As you can see, the fabric is moving left and right. I'm simply just guiding the fabric. I have the foot running against my drawn line on the fabric. Now that it's in the middle of this design, I want to finish the design itself and then not cut it off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push the tie off key. And what it does is it finishes off the design and it automatically tie it off for me. And I can cut it. And that way it won't just chop off the design right in the middle. Isn't that nice? And that's your 9mm width design, okay? So that's one of the things. Another thing we have in this machine is we have some letters available to us. There are basically 4 different fonts that we actually here in the United States use. We do have some Cyrillic. We do have some 9mm Japanese fonts on here. Unless you read Japanese, I don't think you'd be using these, but we do have some symbols underneath that. So let's look at the letters. In the letters, right now we're looking at all the uppercase letters. I can simply go from uppercase to lowercase by selecting up here. I can see the lowercase a, the letters all goes to lowercase. It's just that simple from changing to uppercase to lowercase. I have a choice in font. I can show, not font, font sizes, I mean. I can do large fonts or small fonts. Large is the default, and then I can do small. So let's see what the large one looks like. I'm just going to spell my name. This is nice and short. Yes. And then I'm going to change it to the small font. Okay, that's my name in the large font. I'm going to put a space here. And then I'm going to change the font to a smaller font so you guys can see what the difference is. And again, I'm going to put the uppercase S. I'm changing it to the lowercase. That. And I'm going to put another space here again. And then we're going to stitch this out, and you can see what it looks like. Yeah, I'm sitting to the side, so it's kind of hard for me to see where the center of the foot is. And here we go. It doesn't take too long to stitch out. And what's so nice about having fonts on this machine is if you want to make a quilt label, you can just stitch out all the names who made by grandma, made with love, whatever you want to on here. Now, as it's stitching, as you can see, it changes. The letters will change color on what is being stitched. Now, what I wanted to do is after it starts my last letter, I want it to end. So I'm going to wait till the blue, start stitching the blue, and then it's going to finish the M, and it's going to stop. And we're going to cut it. And there it is. There's the large letters, small letters, large and small. So you can see the difference. And then large is quite nice. They're nice and big. Okay. So that's a little bit about the font. And then we have right here on the right, we have a t-shirt, which is sewing application. The thing is the screen is telling me the pattern's going to be deleted, which is fine. I'm just going to hit OK. And it takes me into sewing application. Now in sewing application, we have regular sewing and we have quilting application. In the sewing application, the machine kind of walks you through the steps. Let's say you're new to sewing and you want to put an over edge on your fabric, like on your seam, and you select this. It tells you what foot to use, and it tells you if you're doing 2 layers or like a fabric or 3 layers of fabric. What that does is it automatically adjusts your stitch length and everything for you, and it tells you what foot to use. For example, it tells me put the M foot on if I was going to do this stitch, okay? So the machine's not going to give you a stitch that is not, give you a stitch. It's not going to give you a foot that doesn't come with the machine, okay? Now I'm going to go back. I'm going to touch that again, and we're going to go to quilting, okay? In quilting, we have several things. We have patchwork, free motion quilting. For those of you who do free motion quilting, we would select free motion quilting. It tells me to lower the feed dogs. So I simply lower the feed dogs, and it by default, right here, it tells me to put the hopping foot on because this is on straight stitch 1. If I'm using this foot right here that you can tell from the picture. Now, if I want to use a foot that just snaps on like this one, what I would do is come down to here, and it tells me, make sure the proper foot is attached. Oh, wrong thing. Zigzag. Stretch stitch 2. There we go. Still telling me the wrong thing. Next page. Here we go. Straight stitch 4, okay? In straight stitch 4, I can do as a straight stitch or a zigzag stitch. Is it okay? So I can do whichever one I wanted to. So because you tell the machine what you want to do, if I have selected this foot right here, the foot won't come all the way down to the bottom. Let's just let you guys see that. So I'm allowed to move my fabric. If I didn't do that, okay, and what will happen is, if I didn't do that, it will go, so if I push this down, see how the foot comes all the way down? I can't move my fabric. That's because it's wanting me to use this. So I always have to make sure I have the correct foot selected so that it can do the right thing. Okay? So now what I wanted to show you here is this. In the applique function, we have, this is exclusive to Janome. It tells me raise my feed dog, which I just did. In applique, we have what's called a cornering feature on our machine. And what that does is, when we're making an applique, I select the cornering feature up here, and I select the foot up feature, which means the foot's going to come up, the needle's going to stay down. Up here, I have a little corner right here on top of the start over key right here, the triangle. This is a start over key. And what that does is, when I'm doing a blanket stitch, when I get to the corner, I would pivot, hit the start over key. The machine will automatically cycle to the very first stitch. So what it does then is, it will take the 2-stitch first before it does the bite. So I don't end up with a crossover on the corner. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Those of you who does applique know what I'm talking about, because you have probably ran into that issue before. Okay, so for this, you're probably going to have not be able to see, because I have to get in front of the machine so I can make sure where I'm looking and see where the needle drop is. And I need to scoot this over just a bit more. Okay, I'm going to slow the machine down. And I have applique blanket stitch selected. And we're going to do the blanket stitch right now. I'm doing it kind of fast, because this is kind of a little big square applique. Okay, I'm counting, I'm getting to the end. I'm right here at the corner. Okay, the needle is down. It's on the straight stitch. It's not on the blanket stitch yet. I'm going to come up here to the start over key. I'm going to hit that, the cornering feature. I'm going to pivot the fabric. Let's hope I got this right. I'm trying to look at it sideways so you guys can see. And what the machine does is, I need to bring the needle up because I need to go over just a tad bit more so I can see it. Okay. Now it's going to take the 2-stitch forward before it takes that bite. And this way I don't have to count the stitches or anything like that, because you know how when you typically do an applique, we have to count the stitches. I'm getting to the end, so I'm going to slow down. Okay, it's right at the point. I'm going to pivot, hit my start over key, and start sewing. Okay, I'm going to stop it in a little bit so you guys can see the corner. Okay, let's say I'm done with it. I'm going to pull this out. You guys can look at the corner. See, you get perfect cornering right here. See how the corner, the stitches don't overlap? It starts right here and right here. You get the perfect corner when you're doing applique. So this feature can only be found in the sewing application of the machine. Don't you guys just love it? Okay. So one more thing I want to show you guys is this. In the decorative stitch, and this is one of the newer stitches that's on our CM17 and some of the higher end machine, but this one is not we don't consider the top of the line, but it does have the Mirage stitches. This is something new to Janome line. And what this is when you look at this stitch. So let me pull this up. I'm gonna go up here. Oops, wrong thing. Going back to decorative. Go to Mirage stitches, was on the third one right here. Said okay. It tells me make sure my proper foot is attached. And these balls, you can see on the screen. Right now, it has a ball, some connection lines, a balls and connection line. What the Mirage stitches, the way you stitch it out, if you do it correctly, you're not going to see the connecting lines. It looked like you stitch every one of these separately. This right now is on only 6.0. I'm going to make this larger by making it 9.0. And I'm going to plus it just a tad bit to give it a little bit of space. And then you guys can see what this looked like. And then I'll put my stylus up here in the handy holder. And we're going to stitch. Now I'm going to have to sit in front of the machine to see this, because if I don't, it's going to be wrong. I'm going to take that off. Okay. I want to make sure that I'm stitching this correctly. I need to slow down, because what happens is when the machine is stitching connection stitches, it needs to be on the stabilizer and not on the fabric itself, which I'm missing. I'm stitching on the fabric, which is a bad thing, because I'm sitting over and it's hard to gauge where it is. Let me cut this. I'm going to probably have to start over because I'm too over. Probably see how this is half stitched on the stabilizer, half on the fabric. Let me see if this will even work. And then what I'm supposed to do is, when I open this up, yep, it worked. You guys can get the idea. Okay. This is kind of like flat locking for those of you who has a serger, know what I'm talking about. You pull it out flat, okay, and see how it looks like you don't see the connection stitches. If I had did this perfectly right here, it caught the fabric a little bit and it stops me from pulling it open all the way. So it looks like there's nothing connecting these dots. So it looks like all the balls, I'm stitching them and manually forwarding it down and to do the next one. So these are called Mirage stitches, which you can find on this machine. Another thing you can do with this, if you're crazy quilting, you can actually take your fabric, do this, okay? And piece your fabric or put your binding on this way and pull it open. And because of those stitches being sewn down, it will hold your fabric together. So you can do some really interesting stuff with it in the quilting section, okay? And one thing I didn't point out is we do have a semi-automatic needle threader on this machine. And I'll show you how that works, because people's always asking, oh, my needle threader don't work. My needle threader don't work. What you have to do is make sure you do this. Number one, press the needle up, needle down button twice. That will put your needle in the correct position. When you thread your machine, make sure you're using both hands. Go up, over, and make sure you pull it forwards. And up here, I am holding, my right hand is holding the thread coming off the spool. My left hand is pulling the thread. So I'm getting it in the tension disc up here. Then I'm going to come straight down following the numbers on the machine in front of the guide all the way over to the eye of the machine. And there's a sticker on the machine telling me to do this. I'm putting it up to number 7, and there's an arrow telling me to cut it on a needle threader on the side. I'm just going to press it down, and you watch, there's my thread, my needle already threaded. It's just that simple. The thing is, if you use a needle smaller than a size 11, you will need to manually thread it. I don't usually have a problem with a size 11, which is a blue tip in the Janome needle, or a 14, which is the red tip or the purple tip needle. Okay. Do I have any questions out there for anybody? I know there's people here in the home office answering your questions and stuff like that. Blaine, do you have any questions?
All right, Sam, let's see if y'all got a question for Sam, go ahead and put it in the chat right now, and we'll take a look at that. I know Sam covered a lot of stuff, and but let's see if you got any questions.
There was
Roger?
a question earlier, does it do buttonholes?
Does it do buttonholes, Sam?
Yes, it does. It comes with a buttonhole foot with the stabilizer plate. And there's 13 different buttonholes built into the machine. Good question. Any other questions?
Yeah, does it do, you said Hebrew letters?
Yes, we have a question asking about Hebrew letters.
Not Hebrew, Japanese.
Japanese.
Okay.
Japanese.
And I don't see anything else, Sam.
All right, I think that was it, Sam. I think
Okay.
it's usually a good indication you did a great job.
Thank you. Well, thank you.
All right. Well, hey, Sam, thank you so much for coming on the show. We sure do appreciate it. And thank you to Janome, and we're going to show them how they can get theirs, okay?
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, we'll see y'all later. All right, everybody, that was the 9410. And I tell you what a fantastic machine. We're going to tell you how you can get it now. Roger, you got that overlay for that?
Yes.
All right. Roger's going to put the overlay up there. There you go. Now you can see how good looking that machine is. Again, the normal price on this is $39.99. We have a call-in special on it today. So get at it on that phone if you are interested in this. And again, what a great sewing and quilting machine this is. And I just want to tell you a few little things. Now, again, Sam went over all this, but you know, it has that high definition quilting, it has the detachable AccuFeed flex layer fabric, feeding system, has the automatic press or foot lift, has that variable zigzag for free motion quilting, ruler work foot. It has the optional adjustable knee lifter. It has the high definition sewing. You can do 300 built-in stitches up to 9 millimeters wide, including 4 alphabets, 11 one-step buttonholes, 7-piece feed dog, straight stitch needle plate with 3 needle positions. And it has a maximum stitch width of 9 millimeters, maximum stitch length of 5 millimeters, maximum sewing speed of 1,060 stitches per minute. And it has that great looking ergonomic shape. And I tell you, it has that really nice 5-inch LCD touchscreen. And, you know, y'all saw all the different feet and accessories. This thing has a fantastic accessory bundle with it and all the accessories.
Do you know the throat space dimensions by any chance?
I don't know the throat space dimensions.
Okay.
I wish we'd have got that question before Sam got out here. I am thinking that it's right at, man, I was thinking it was like either 9 inches or 11 inches.
We have that on the website too, so.
Yeah, let's see if we can find it real quick for y'all. And I think it's 11 inches wide by 4.7 inches tall, the harp.
Okay.
So I think the harp is right at 5 inches, a little under 5 inches, and 11-inch width on that throat space. So that's just a couple things there. But anyway, guys, again, $39.99. Give us a call, 800-401-8151. They're standing by to take your call. Again, if you've been in a market for one of these machines at $39.99 is such a great price, but we're going to have a call-in special on it right now. And again, you know, this thing has so many built-in features at some of the higher-end machines do that Janome has. So it's got some of those same features, and you're getting it with a very inexpensive price. And what a great machine. I tell you, if you're in the market for a sewing machine, this none better right now than this one. And so get on that phone, give us a call if you're interested in it. We would love to sell you one of these. And again, we're going to ship it nationwide, absolutely free. There are some financing options available you can ask about when you call in. But again, they're going to give you a great price on that today. So don't delay. All right, we're going to talk about our second machine. The next machine is the Janome 400E. So that 400E, you see it right there. And again, we have the price on this. This is an embroidery only machine, and it's $1,399. We do have a call-in special on it, and there is a bundle that comes with this. So it is valued at about $150 bundle that's going to come with this as well. But we do have a great special on that today on this one as well. And again, just a great embroidery machine. And let's read some of the features for you on this machine, just so you can know, because I know people are probably going to wonder about that throat space on it. I mean, not throat space, but the hoops that come with this. Now, again, let me find, I'm trying to find really quick for you so the maximum embroidery size, that's what everybody always wants to know, Roger.
Yes.
It's 7.9 by 7.9. So almost an 8 by 8.
That's a pretty big size.
Yeah, it's a really nice size on this. It has the top loading full rotary hook bobbin. It has 160 built-in designs, 6 fonts for monogramming, 2 and 3 lettering monogramming. Again, it has that design transfer via USB port on it. Has the embroidery speeds from 400 stitches per minute all the way up to 860 stitches per minute. The embroidery format that you can use on this is the JEF, and you have the on-screen editing function. You include, like, you can enlarge, you can reduce, you can rotate, flip, drag, drop, arc, combine, copy and paste, grouping, corner layouts, single color sewing. So there's so many things you can do. Programmable jump, thread trimming, adjustable speed while embroidering, flexible stitch travel by units of 1, 10, and 100. It has that direct jump to desired stitch point, auto return post thread break, adjustable hoop positioning, built-in advanced needle threader, automatic thread cutter, easy set bobbin, bobbin winding plate with cutter, bobbing thread sensor, has that full LCD screen, and again, the thread brands that include with it, you get the Janome, Robinson, Anton, Madeira, and Medlar. And so many great things about this. You only get the one hoop, the 7.9 by 7 by 9, but there's optional hoops that you can purchase. You can get a 5 by 5 by 7 by 9. You can get a 5 by 5 square by 5 by 5, and then you can get the 1.6 by 3.9, which is a very small for like doing monogramming and things on your shirts or collars or whatever you wanted to do. It has some of that in there as well. And but again, another great machine from Janome, the 400E. I know the 500E is a very popular machine, but this one is just right there with it with feature-wise, just has a smaller embroidery field for that. But again, guys, great special on today. $13.99 is the normal price. Give us a call if you're interested in this one, because we do have a call-in special on this as well. We do have some financing options that are available, and we are going to ship it free right to your doorstep. So if you need a 500E. All right, so the next machine we're going to talk about is, Roger's got it pulled up right there right now. This is the Excellence Elena 770 computerized sewing machine. And again, the price on this is $34.99. That is the normal price. We do have a call-in special on this as well. And again, just a few features on this. 350 stitches, has 9mm stitch width, 11 automatic buttonholes with 2 alphabets, long arm and extra large sewing space. So it's in millimeters. It's 280 millimeters by 120 millimeters. Full color and high definition LCD touchscreen. Maximum sewing speed, adjustable up to 1,060 stitches per minute. Automatic foot pressure adjustment. Has automatic presser foot lift. Dual feed capability. Has automatic and programmable thread cutter. 9 LEDs in areas and the retractable front light. So this thing is really lit up well. A great light set on it. 3 megabyte built-in memory and 1 USB port on it. 2 needle plates include one-step needle plate conversion. And the weight of this machine's are close to around 30 pounds. And so, and you are absolutely right, Sewing Bev. This machine is really comparable to the Janome 9410. They're kind of brothers and sisters. They're very, very close to each other. Same type of features. Standard features again on this one. You're going to get a fantastic foot kit that comes with it and accessories. And again, great price on this one. And if y'all are in the market, you can't go wrong with either one, the 9410 or the 770. Both of them, I love the way the 9410 looks, but this one is equal. Great looking machine and a great, overall machine that you're getting with a ton of features built in on this thing. And all right, so let's go to the next one, Roger. The next machine is going to be, this is the Elena 570A. Now, first of all, look at the price point on this. It's $899, okay? That within itself makes this such a great buy because this is such a powerful little machine for what it does. $899, that's our normal price. We do have a call-in special on it as well. And as Brenda's just saying, she is very cute. It is a cute machine. I'm telling you, this thing, it's just a sleek looking machine. The picture really doesn't do this justice, Roger. In person, it looks so much better. It's just a really neat. There we go. Yeah, I mean, that's a good picture, but you can kind of see the curves and the design of it. It's just a really neat machine. This one has 50, 100, and 380 stitches, including alphabet. It has an LCD screen, LED lighting, built-in needle threader, has direct access function buttons, has that automatic lock stitch, automatic thread cutter, memory function. It has the extension table included, 7 presser feet included, and get this, everybody, it only weighs 14 pounds. So I just answered your question, Sandra. 14 pounds. If this is not the quilt retreat, sewing retreat, or class machine that you would ever get, this is a perfect machine for that because it is so light, has so many stitches available. And again, it's going to have that standard foot, the A foot, the over edge foot C foot, the zipper foot E, the satin stitch foot F, the blind hem foot G, the quarter seam foot O, and it has that automatic buttonhole foot R with a stabilizer plate. It comes with 5 buttons, the seam ripper, the needle set, lint brush, the spools, all kinds of things. Has instructional video, has a hard cover that comes for it. So again, if you're thinking about a classroom machine, especially the hardcover, I mean, that is something when you're putting that in your car, you're just automatically protecting it. And, that's pretty valuable in itself. So she wants to come home with me, Rita's saying. Rita, we can solve your problem extremely easy. Call 800-401-8151. And we have Tori, Max, and Gary standing by. And I don't know if Kelly's back or not. Kelly was out sick. I don't know if she made it back today, but we have 4 people usually manning the phones. And then we have 4 on the chat team monitoring the chat on the website. And that's Barbara, Linda, Kathy, and Bernice, all watching. They're watching the chat on the website, not on YouTube or Facebook, just on our website. If you go on their live chat, they can also answer questions for you and help you. But if you're interested in the machines we're talking about today, get on that phone right now or get on the chat and talk to them about it and find out what the call-in special is. And then our next machine we're going to talk about is another just Big Daddy machine, I call it. This is the Elena Excellence 782 sewing and quilting machine. And you're going to get the free table with this that has a value of about $600. And again, these are great selling machines. And you're going to get also with this, you're getting what they call the ASR. It's that accurate stitch regulator that comes with this. And this is just a great, great bundle we have put together right now. The normal price on this is $59.99. We do have a great call-in special on this right now. And just, I mean, this thing has so many just extremely loaded up features on this. It has the extremely generous sewing space. It has that wide HD color touchscreen with intuitive navigation. Has that jog dial for precise stitch adjustment. LED lighting. Has the easy access to five key button functions, they call it. Has the 3 megabytes in integrated memory for storing personal stitch settings and combinations. It comes with 400 stitches, 9mm wide or high impact alphabet in 3 fonts. It has the sewing application with step-by-step guide for countless functions. Automatic foot pressure adjustment with fabric sensor. Automatic thread tension control. Easy pivoting function manages automatically the foot and needle positions. And it has that great accessory pack that comes with it. It has a really big accessory pack. And this, again, machine is such a great machine. If you're wanting one of the top of the line sewing and quilting machines, this would be it. And you know, I tell you, there's a lot of things on here. I mean, I could just keep going on and on and on with all the features, but I would just, you know, if you're in the market for one of these machines that just have all the bells and whistles, I would advise you to go to our website right now. Just type in the Elena 782 in the search bar. It'll take you to the page that Roger's got pulled up right there right now. You can read all the different things that come with it. And then if you just want to talk to somebody and find out even more about it, get on that phone, 800-401-8151 and talk, or just chat on the live chat and one of the agents. They can answer all the questions for you as well. But all 5 machines that we've highlighted today all have call-in specials on them. And so we're going to give you a great price on that, free shipping on all 5 of them. And then there is some optional financing on some options there that if you need to finance, they can probably help you out right there. So give them a call and then they can work it out with you. But what do y'all think? I think that's 5 fantastic machines, 5 great price points too. So basically it will fit your need on the price of your budget. And if you don't have a budget, guess what, Roger?
Financing.
No, I'm saying if you don't have a budget, meaning you can buy anything you want.
Oh, yeah.
You can buy all, if you don't have a budget, you can buy all 5. So, but yeah, if you are on a tight budget, that's when you say, I can finance it a little bit, help it out a little bit. But anyway, great machines today. I'm really excited about all 5 of these. And again, they're each one of them offers a little bit something different. You know, some people like a embroidery machine, and that's one reason I showed the 400E. Some people like that only embroidery machine that they can just do embroidery on, and then they can have their sewing machine over here and they can be sewing while things are stitching out on the embroidery. So a couple different ways that you can go there, and always love having Sam on with Janome because he goes in so much detail on everything. And that dude is a walking encyclopedia. He's been doing this for 50 years. And, so he really knows his stuff. But anyway, guys, great show today, I thought, on the Sam demonstration. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Hope you like the machines that we are offering today. We're going to try to give you more and more machines like that we can give you on special. And just stay tuned in. Hey, it's the 4th of July weekend. So we had to celebrate a little bit with some special today. And so who better to celebrate with Janome and Elena? Yes. And so we're happy that y'all tuned in and celebrating with y'all. I mean, what could be better? And but anyway, hey, it's time to give some stuff away, Roger. So first up, we're going to give one of our magnetic pin cushions away. You get the magnetic pin cushion with Sewing Machines Plus logo on it and all those pins you see in there magnetized. Roger, spin that wheel. And how you win is very easy. All you have to do is just make comments, ask questions in the chat on YouTube or Facebook, and you will get entered into the giveaway. Gail H. Is that the same Gail H? It's from California?
I think so. Yes.
All right. So Gail H is our winner. She is watching today from YouTube. So congratulations, Gail.
Congratulations, Gail.
So Gail, to claim that prize, you have 30 days to claim it. You need to go to smplive.tv. Scroll down toward the bottom of the page where it says claim my prize, fill out all that information, complete, hit submit, and we will get you a pincushion shipped right out. All right, next up, we are going to give away a $25 gift card to Sewing Machines Plus. These are real easy to use. You just put the code in checkout. It'll take $25 off your whole purchase.
Good luck, everyone.
All right, Roger, spin that wheel. LB is our winner. So LB is watching today from YouTube. So LB, to claim that prize, you need to go to smplive.tv. Scroll down toward the bottom of the page where it says claim my prize, fill out all that information, complete. Most important, make sure that your email address is correct, because once we get your information, we will email you back a gift card code and you'll be able to just use that code at the checkout. All right, next up, we are going to give away one of our world famous sewing mats. If you do not have one of these mats yet, you are doing your machine a disservice. You need to get you one of these. These things are very functional. They are awesome. We have them in 13 different colors. We have all of them in 4 sizes except for the blue, gold, and red. And we have 5 sizes because we've just added the new XX large, which accommodates those big new top-of-the-line machines. But we have them all the way down to the small size for sergers. They have 100 uses for these things. I mean, you can use them not just for sewing machines. You can do, I know people buy these, put their scan and cut cutting machines on them and all kinds of things. And so great thing to have for your machine. So we're going to give one lucky viewer one of these. So Roger, spin that wheel.
Spinning. Good luck, everyone.
Delta Gilbert. Congratulations, Delta. You are our winner watching today from YouTube. So Delta, how to claim that prize, you need to go to smplive.tv. Scroll down toward the bottom of the page where it says claim my prize, fill out all that information, complete. Most importantly, in the little note section in there, type in what color of sew mat that you want, what size you want, and we'll get that shipped right out to you. You have 30 days to claim that prize, Delta. All right, everyone. Again, another Thursday show. Great having Janome on and Sam Fong. Thank y'all for tuning in. Again, keep in mind all the virtual events we have coming up. And again, we're going to be here next Thursday. And who did I say was here Thursday? Already forgot. Is it?
I forgot too.
I completely forgot.
Well,
somebody out there tell me, because y'all wrote it down.
We'll email everybody.
What's the date next Thursday?
Next Thursday will be, let's see, the 10th.
July 10th. How did I forget already?
I know that we have the 11th and 12th, but we have somebody coming on right before, and you just mentioned it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'm drawing blank.
Yeah, if y'all wrote that down, y'all would know.
Yes, don't miss out.
All right. So anyway, we're going to be back here next Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Central. And I don't remember who our guest is, but I know it's a good one. So make sure y'all tune in. We'll be here. Hope that y'all have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. Have a great 4th of July, everyone. Be safe out there, and we'll see y'all next Thursday.